All right, my friends. So I just want to start by telling you that my spirit has really actually called me to do something for those of you that are in a similar situation as I am for a couple of days. And one of the reasons that I didn't do it until today is because I really don't know what to tell you. To just be 100% honest, I have lots of suggestions and guidance, but at the same time, I really don't have an answer for you. I really can't tell you what this is going to look like. I am not an expert in these kind of global situations. There's not many of us that are. But what I can tell you is that right now, at this time in our journey here on this planet Earth, there is now more than ever, we need to support each other. We need to be present to each other. We need to come together. We need to collaborate. We need to work together. We need to find the commonalities. And most importantly, we need to stand up as leaders. If you are a small business, if you are an entrepreneur, if you have if you are a personal assistant or some kind of contractor or freelancer of some sort, it is important for you to really take a moment and recognize that some of the greatest things that have ever been created in this world have been created in times of great challenge, adversity, change. Many of us have had, it doesn't have to be business, it can be anything, right? But many of us have had times in our life that were the most difficult, that ended up bringing the most value, that made the most change in the positive way. It just didn't feel like it when we were in it because we weren't in control. Because when you don't choose, go, okay, hey, that looks good over there, I'll do that, then it doesn't feel like you're in control. And if you don't feel like you're in control, then sometimes we kick and scream and resist for a long time. And here's the thing, my friends, again, I don't have a lot of things to share with you that are going to be profound. I don't. I'm in it just like all of you are. But there are a lot of things that I absolutely know to be true. And I wanted to share these with you because I think that sometimes we need to be reminded, and we need to be reminded from someone who's in it, from someone who's going through it, not from someone who's an expert that's out in the field that goes, okay, we'll just wait a couple months and things will be fine. Like someone who's feeling it too. Listen, I've had to cancel all my events for the next 2 months. Every one of my events, tens and thousands of dollars of income. I am the only breadwinner in my family. I have many people to take care of. I have employees, I have family members, I have a kid, I have a lot of responsibility. So I'm here with you and saying, I get it. I know how you're feeling. I'm there with you. However, where I won't go, or at least I won't stay there, is in a place of fear of what am I going to do? Because the reality of it is, everything, and I truly believe this, and I've said this for years and years, many of you that know me know this, everything's figure outable. And I want to share with you one of the reasons I think this is so important. And then I'm going to jump into some things to remind you, because here, this is the thing, guys, this pandemic, it's happening. It's not an option. It's not a choice. It's not something you can go back to bed and wake up and it's going to be gone. That's not going to happen. It is here. It is time to deal with it today, not in a few days, not tomorrow, today. So when we're thinking about this, and many of you are like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to pay things. I don't know how I'm going to, well, you're in good company. There are millions of people that feel this way. So none of us are victims. That's the first thing I want to remind you of. None of us are victims. We all are in this together, and we have the ability to choose our attitudes, our thoughts, the attention that we put on things, where we focus our attention, what we allow ourselves to take in, mind, body, and spirit. We have choices. We are not victims in this situation, as much as it may feel like it. Okay? But I wanted to take you back for a minute, because I didn't really think about this until today. I was talking about it, And I realized, my gosh, this was a huge turning point in my business 12 years ago. So I just want to give you an example of what can happen and remind you of the possibilities, because we're in a time where, yes, the future is unknown, but guess what? 6 months ago, the future was unknown. And a year before that, the future was unknown. It's always unknown, but it could be unknown in a negative and you can have fear around it, or it could be unknown in a positive and you could think about possibilities. So I have been in business for nearly, almost, at the end of this year, it will be 20 years. So I just round up to 20 years that I have been doing this work as a psychic medium, as a spiritual teacher, as an intuitive, as an author, as a writer, as a speaker. I have been doing this work for 20 years. I've been studying spirituality and metaphysics and New Age and all that good stuff for 35 years. So this is my life, right? This is my career. It's what I've done. It's what I've always done. It's what I know. And so I get those of you that are like, I don't know what to do. What am I going to do? Well, we're going to put one foot in front of the other. And every day we're just going to frickin' show up. And miracles are going to happen. And they always do. But let me take you back 12 years. Okay, 12 years ago, almost 13 years ago, the housing industry crashed. Yeah, you remember that? Many of you remember that? So the housing industry crashed. When the housing industry crashed, my husband was the primary breadwinner. He was a contractor, general contractor. So he would build houses. We had just that year invested in 2 properties in Tucson and fully on our own, with our own credit, our own money, bought the lots. We're building the houses, hired a general to actually watch the building because it was a couple hours away. We had just finished a 5,000 square foot spec house. And had a couple of jobs going on the side. And I ran his business, and then I did my business as kind of a side business. I did that more part-time, doing readings and teaching classes and things like that. This was in 2007, 8. Right before the crash, 4 months before the crash, I had outgrown my healing center that we had built onto my house. So we bought the house next door. So we bought the house next door high. We bought it at the height of the economy, right? So it was $230,000 house, and it was a shithole. All right. So all of that happened in 2007. All of these investments, and then 2008, everything crashed. My husband had no work. There was nothing to build. There were no jobs. We had a house that was a huge house, $1 million house that we'd lost a contract on, and we were in the middle of one right then. We had these 2 houses in Tucson that we had put hundreds of thousands of dollars into, over $500,000 just in those 2 houses, and they weren't even complete yet. And the business was gone. Like, it didn't come back. As many of you know, especially if you lived in Phoenix, there were no sticks, meaning no framing, no building, for years after that. So what that caused us to do is it caused us to turn things around. And it caused us to say, all right, here's the situation. We are in huge debt. I have a lot of integrity, so I could not stand to just let the houses go. So I paid $3,000 a month each house out of our savings to try to maintain and hope that at one point we would be able to get out of the debt, sell the house. But when you build a house and you buy all of the contents for it and everything for $400,000, and you're supposed to be able to sell it for $600,000, and it becomes worth $200,000, there's no way. But I was in denial at that time, so we just kept doing it for a couple of years. What happened is it called me into, all right, there's no work for him. I need to stand up. And so we closed his business down. We got out of the house that was the big house. We sold it for way under, so we didn't make any money off of it. Actually paid to work. Y'all know how that is, right? You pay to actually get a paycheck, but then it costs you more to get it than it was to just not get it in the first place. And then we maintained those 2 houses down there and finished them and got people in them, but at a loss of ourselves of about $1,800, $2,000 a month. So I had to make a decision. Have my husband go try and find some other kind of job. He was 48 years old at the time. I'm 47. Or go, you know what? I'll figure it out. And so what I did is I put my attention on my business, and I brought in the energy of my business, and my business boomed. It was what called us into that next step. Now, I had a house that I had to completely remodel. I put $100,000 into it just to get it to a decent place. And by the time we got the house and I put the money in it, it was only worth $125,000 because it had lost all of its value in the crash. Okay. All of that being said, it forced me into thinking outside of the box. Outside of the box. What can I do? How can I do it? Let me expand. Let me tune into some new ways of thinking, of marketing, of sharing, of being. And I did. And it called my husband into having to do new things. So at that time we had a son that was 10 years old. And I was the one that I was a stay-at-home mom, even though I was running a business and I was running my husband's business, I was a stay-at-home mom. So I did the field trips and I did the grocery shopping and I did the cooking and I did the cleaning and I did all of that. And at that time we switched, and my husband had to learn how to do the cooking and do the cleaning and pick up the kids. And like he did all of that. We had a 19-year-old also, but he had just moved out of the house. So the reason I want to share that, just as some background for you guys, is we have all gone through different times in our lives that have been tough, and we've survived. And sometimes not only have we survived, but we have thrived afterwards. Once we get out of the fear, once we get out of the contamination of the fear virus that's happening and start thinking outside of the box, there's much opportunity when things are when people are struggling. There is a lot of opportunity always, and it is what you make it, what you believe it, what you attract to yourself. And if you just shut down and break down and stay in that place, I'm not telling you not to have feelings and not to have fear, because we're all going to have them. We all get moments. I've had moments. You're going to have moments. But in those moments, recognize this is just a moment. It doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be a day. It doesn't have to be a week. It doesn't have to be a month. It's a moment. And then I'm going to pull myself together. I'm going to stand in my power, and I'm going to say, okay, not today, fear. Not today. So we have to remember, we've all done hard things. At that time, we had no idea how we were going to get through, how we were going to survive. We lived on credit cards for 2 years. We lived on credit cards and just pay. I mean, I was making money, but it was paying the credit cards. And it was a challenging time. The money that we had in the 401k, which wasn't very much, it was like $55,000, went down to 20. Like everything was just like, bam, start over. And so many of you might be feeling that way. It doesn't have to be bam, start over. It could be step back, start again, step back, reevaluate, recreate, start again. It could be pause, start. There's a lot of things that can be happening right now, but your energy, your thoughts, your attitude, your feelings, your fear will bring you opportunities, or it will shut you down. And, you know, when I first got on here, as I told all of you, I am not an expert in this, but I have lived through a lot of adversity. Think about our ancestors and what they've gone through, guys, living through the Depression and living through the wars, and rationing food and rationing gas and not having enough. We've all done this. Even if it wasn't in this lifetime, we've done it. And we can do it again, because we have possibility, we have hope, we are smart, we have an ability to reach beyond just our homes. So although many of us are honoring the guidelines of keeping ourselves in kind of a self-isolation quarantine situation, we have the ability to come together right now. We're all together in community right now. We can't hug each other, but we're here for each other. That didn't exist back then. So I have some tips and some tools and some suggestions for you. And again, as I started this whole thing, I don't have all the answers. I cannot tell you, as small business owners what to do. I can't. I cannot give you the guidance as a psychic and a medium to tell you do this or do that. I can tell you what I'm doing, and I can tell you what is working. I can tell you that what I've chosen to do is channel my energy to be of service, because I know that anytime that we feel in control, anytime we want to hold on, anytime we dig in, that is fear. And this, it's like this, we hold on, right? Oh my God, I better hold on to everything. But when we do that, there's no space for anything to come to us. No energy can come to us. So if I'm holding on in control, nothing can come to me. So I have to let go. So for me, when I feel that way, what I do is I focus on service. That's why I created the Hearts Helping Humanity, is to focus on serving others, because in serving others, I receive. And when I receive, the energy flows. And that gets me out of the head of, oh my God, what do I need to do? Because the reality of it is, I just canceled events for the next 2 months. Almost every event, okay? Tens of thousands of dollars of income. I'm right along with you. And I have a lot of people that I'm responsible for. And I have 2 houses that I'm responsible for. And I have a mother that I have a variety. I have employees. I have a son. Like, I have a lot of responsibility, as many of you do. Many of you have lots of employees, right? We all have responsibilities, whatever they are. But here's the thing. We're going to figure it out. And there's never been a time that I've ever seen in my life, 49 years on Monday, my birthday's on Monday, 49 years, where one thing has touched everyone and impacted everyone in a way that affects them. And I'm talking about worldwide. So 9/11 is probably the closest thing that I remember, but 9/11, that didn't impact, yes, people were like, oh my God, that happened, but that didn't impact a lot of people in other countries. That didn't even impact a lot of people in this country that were just kind of removed from it. This is impacting our finances. It's impacting our business. It's impacting our health. It's impacting our education system. It's impacting our political system. It's everything. In early 2000, actually end of 2019, I did a class on Visioning 2020. One of the things I said in that class is that, and some of you might remember this if you were in that class, I said, this year, 2020, is going to be a year where if the foundations are not built strong and steady, they are going to fall. And we are seeing that right now. And so the things that are not strong and steady are breaking down. They're breaking down so that we can rebuild them in a stronger, more powerful, more conscious, more intentional, more loving, more supportive, more compassionate way. And it is it's you, and it's me. And it's our responsibility to show up and do something different, to be a part of the solution and not part of the problem, to take the steps that we can take, do the things that we can do. Many of us are blessed to have some extra food, to have some extra money. Now, in 2 months, if we're self-isolating in 2 months, some of you might not have the extra food or extra money, but we're not there right now. So if I have extra food and extra money right now, I'm of service because that's what I can do today. And if I'm the one in need in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, then I'm going to reach out and say, hey, I'm in need. But today is where our power is, my friends. Your point of power is in this present moment, because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow. We have today. And why would I hold on for tomorrow what I have for today that maybe I could share with others? So as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as freelancers, as subcontractors, I know it's scary. And you're going, what the fuck am I going to do? I get it. And here's the thing. You might not know what you're going to do, but here's the thing. Could you at least say, you know what? I know what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to give up on myself. I'm not going to continue to step in the fear. I'm not going to watch the news for 24/7 and just get sicker and sicker and sicker. I'm not going to break down my immune system. So we're not going to do those things. So here's some things to do. All right. I even wrote note cards because I'm like, okay, let's remind myself. And then as I wrote my note cards, my pen my marker went out 3 times. So, you know, that's fun. All right. First one, be a light. It is time to shine, okay? It is time to shine. So right now, whatever kind of experience you're having, I understand you might have 25 bucks in the bank. If you have 25 bucks in the bank, come and join my Hearts Helping Humanity group that I just started. If you guys aren't a part of it, absolutely come and join it. I'll put the link in the comments, and ask for help. We are helping with supplies, with medical supplies, with basic household needs and food and water. We're not paying people's bills because I think the government's going to step in and help in a lot of ways that way. Utilities are going to step in. Mortgage companies, I think, are probably going to have to step in. So there's going to be some support there, guys. It's not as bad as it's been before because because it's affecting everybody, higher ups are having to do something about it, right? So, but we are providing support in a lot of other ways to be able to help you if you need food and water, clothing, main basic necessities, okay? Lots of feminine hygiene stuff, diapers, formula, like baby food. That's a lot of the things that we've been helping with. So come and join the group and do something to help shine your light. Be a leader. Stand up. Speak up in your communities, with your friends, with your clients, with your family. Let them know you are here. Even if you're scared, you can be scared and let them know you are here. You might need to ask for help, but it is time to shine your light. Don't hide in the background. Don't stay back and just say, okay, well, I'm just going to see what happens. We can see what happens in the sense of making decisions. Like I've got an event the middle of May. I haven't canceled that one because a lot can happen. A lot's happened in a month. A lot can happen in another month. So you can make decisions as things are happening, but don't hide and just wait for it to happen. Step into your business. Start thinking out of the box. What could I do that's out of the box? And if there's a situation for you that's like, you know what, it doesn't feel right to me to go and try to promote this program or that program or this program, then be of service. Show up that way. You have time, you have energy, maybe you have money. Be of service. Just serve. So be a light. It's time to shine. Shine your light. That's what I'm doing. I'm being the change I wish to see in the world, and I'm hoping that all of you will come along with me. Number 2, your health is a priority. It is the number 1 priority. Health, if we get the big picture of this, is the reason all of this is happening, right? From the perspective of an illness and the possibilities of how it might affect people, especially the elderly, and why we're having all of these things happen. The ripple effect of that is because of health. Now, who knows all the backstory? I know lots of conspiracy theories and all kinds of things, and I'm not interested in talking about any of that. What I'm interested in saying is, isn't it interesting that that's where we have to focus our attention? And I started doing this in September of last year, move my body 30 minutes every day. I started my community doing it in December, move your body 30 minutes every day. And what it does is it changes your mental landscape. It changes the way you feel in your mind, which changes the way you feel in your body. And the healthier mind you have and the stronger body you have, the stronger immune system you have, and the less health issues you have. It is a priority right now. Your health is a priority. Probably hasn't been a priority in the past in the way that it is right now. But look at the measures that we are taking to maintain our health. So get outside, go for a walk, move your body, dance around your house, listen to some music and jam out. But get that body moving. Take your supplements, drink your water, tons of water, flush, flush, flush. Eat healthy foods, not junk foods. Be mindful of what it is you're bringing into your body through your food and drink, your mind through what you're reading and watching and listening to, your spirit, what you're connecting with, and your emotions. Be mindful of what you are allowing into your space. Okay? Number 3. Work on your business or create for your business every day. So yes, we might have a halt in our businesses. You might have had to close your brick and mortar. You might have had to let employees go. You might be in a place where you don't have any business right now because of what's happened. And so I want you to think about this is, what if this is a reset? What if this is a time to kind of reevaluate your business and go, you know what, how can I do this in a way that's going to be smarter, or the way that offers more to my clients, and create some of that now. Use this time to create and work on your business. It might feel natural for you to go, well, I got a couple of weeks and I can't do anything anyway, and I'm screwed because I don't have any money and I don't have any work. So I'm just going to watch Netflix and eat ice cream all day for the next 2 weeks. And then I'll feel, and then when life happens again, then I'll go ahead and participate. Life is still happening now, my friends. It is happening right now. There are babies being born now. There are businesses that are starting now. There are relationships that are just coming together now. Life is happening today. Don't wait. Don't get lost in what might be down the road. Oh my gosh, I don't know, so I'm just going to sit and wait it out. Don't just get lost in little video games or phone games or even just reading romance novels and things like that. Like, get into your business, work on your business or in your business every single day so that you can move the needle. If we are in this self-quarantine, let's just say it's for a month. And then at the end of the month, things are starting to go again. How are you going to feel if you look back and you go, shit, I had a whole month. I could have done stuff. I could have done things. I could have created a program. I could have started a whole new aspect of my business. I could have, and maybe you couldn't market it yet because people are all in a panic. So this might not be the right time, but you could create it. You could create the content. You could shoot videos. You could work on a website. You could write 100 blogs. You could do all kinds of things. Don't give me excuses, guys. Because listen, I've been in business for a long time. I've been mentoring people in business for a long time. And I know what it's like when people get afraid. Fear is ugly. And we make up all kinds of excuses and we hide behind a lot of different things. And I'm not saying that go watch a Netflix thing, but when I see things go, okay, I'm going to binge on a Netflix series for the next 5 days. Why? Like, life is right here. It's right here for you right now. I am not judging that you want to go watch a couple things on Netflix. I'm not saying that. I watch Netflix. But what I'm saying is, don't lose your life over it. Life is being lived right now. Live your life. All right, next one. Be a leader. Be a leader. So here's my position. I can talk to you guys about energy, and I can talk to you about mindset. I can talk to you about all kinds of business tools and techniques. There's so many things I can teach you and talk to you about. And here's the thing. I do not have answers on how to, outside of all those things, mindset and focus and attention, I do not have answers about how to walk through this exact experience. And I don't know anybody that does. I'm listening to my mentors. They don't know, because that's what we've got to say is, I don't know. I don't know. This is new. It's a new experience for all of us. What I know is I know that I have the ability to get through it. I know that I believe in myself enough that I will not only walk through this experience, but that I will excel. I will do great things. I will make a difference in people's lives. By damn, I'm going to do something with this time than just sit and wonder what the hell might happen, because that would be a waste of your energy. Instead of wondering what might happen in your future, create your future. Create your future. We're living now, my friends, right? So be a leader. Be a leader. I could have not gotten on here and done this video because I don't really know exactly what to say. I can't tell you, hey guys, you know what? Everything's going to be perfect. Just don't worry about it. I can't tell you that, because the reality of it is a lot of people are going to feel a lot of suffering. There's going to be a lot of challenge, and there's going to be a lot of chaos. There already has been, and hysteria. But you don't have to do that. That's part of what is happening, and it's happening around you. I'm witnessing it, but I'm not choosing to experience it. I'm choosing to put my energy in a place that makes a difference. You can too. So be a leader for your family. If you have kids at home, be a leader for them. Show them what it's like to walk through an experience that is challenging and difficult with grace and with love and with hope and with possibility, instead of chaos and hysteria and fear. Be a leader to your friends. If they need a shoulder, be there for them. To your colleagues, to your community, stand up, be a leader. Next one, have a possibility mindset. So one of the things that many people struggle with, and I've seen this for my entire career, in thinking about the unknown, is most people have fear about the unknown. Now, I'm the exact opposite. When I think about the unknown, I have the idea of possibility. There is a lot of possibility in the unknown. So we've been trained, we've been taught, we've been socialized into believing that everything has to be scary, that life is scary, people are scary, people hurt people. And I'm seeing in my Hearts Helping Humanity community something completely different. I'm seeing people come out of the woodwork and want to share and want to help, want to donate money, want to support, want to find people that they can do something for, because that's actually who we are. We actually truly, if you remember who you are, you're love. And when we are living in that place of who we really are and expressing that love, it feels good. And we are living in a place where we're not expressing ourselves as love, it does not feel good. So when we're holding that fear, it doesn't feel good. And it never will, it never will, it never will, my friends. It never will. So having a possibility mindset says, these times, they're different. And what are the possibilities? If you've been with me since the beginning, remember my story, okay, of how everything changed when the housing industry crashed. And our roles, my husband and I's roles changed. And my business doubled and then doubled again and then doubled again, because I had to rise up to be that person that could take care of everyone. And it was my responsibility. It was no longer a, well, if it works out, side kind of deal. I had to show up, right? So I want you to think about that. And if you're just joining, you may want to go back and watch the beginning of this video, because that can give you a lot of hope. It absolutely changed my entire life focus, my entire experience in business, and what I attracted, because of something that at the time felt like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And I know that's where so many of you are feeling, oh my God, what are we going to do? But here's the thing, when you're in a time where it's unknown, there is as much energy in the possibility as there is in the fear. It's just, where are you putting your attention? So have a possibility mindset. Focus on the possibilities, put your attention on the possibilities, help yourself to think outside of the box instead of inside of the box, because that's where possibilities lie. All right, next one. Maintain your routine. So a lot of times what happens when we get into fear, when we have these, I know you guys, some of you have kids home, you have husbands home, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? You're having to do homeschooling and teaching and all that kind of stuff. Maintain your routine. If you're someone that gets up and you meditate in the morning, maintain that routine. If you go to work out at 8 o'clock, maintain that routine. If you make your lunches at 11 o'clock, maintain that routine. What I want you to be aware of is what I don't want you to do is to stay in your pajamas, not get ready for the day. If you usually do, because you don't really have anywhere to go or you don't have anything to do. If you're working on a business, if you're a small business owner, a freelancer, a subcontractor, an entrepreneur, then you have work to do. And if you normally get up and get dressed, then you should get up and get dressed, right? If you normally have lunch at noon, you should have lunch at noon. Like, maintain your routine so that you can keep your schedule and do the things that you need to do for self-care. So if meditation is the first thing you do, don't say, well, the kids are home, so now I got to go downstairs and help them. You do your thing first. Now, if you have a baby, that's different, little teeny ones. But They're old enough. They can pour their own milk for their cereal. I guarantee you my kids did it a lot. So maintain your routine, whatever your routine looks like. If you're somebody that works out at 4 o'clock, go and work out. If you can't go to the gym, go outside and go for a walk. Go downstairs in your living room and do some yoga. Get a dance video and turn that on. Go onto YouTube and do some Qigong. There are lots and lots and lots of options. But don't use what's happening as an excuse for why you can't take care of yourself. Please do not, because then what you're doing is you're falling into victimhood, and you are not a victim. None of us are victims. We're all here together. We're doing this together. Okay? We are not victims. All right. Maintain your routine. Next one, be of service. Show up in the energy of who you are. Be of service. Be of service to humanity. Be of service to your friends. Be of service to your family. Be of service, whatever that might look like to you. So service to me was putting this Hearts Helping Humanity together. That is my service work. I didn't realize my service work was going to be so many hours a day. I had no idea that it was going to grow as big as it did, as quick as it did, and that people were going to be asking and looking and searching. And so it's been a lot of work. I need some volunteers. If anybody wants to volunteer to help me, I for sure need some volunteers to help monitor what's happening. But be of service in whatever that looks like to you. If you've got a little extra, give a little extra. If you have some extra time, then give some time. If you have some energy, give some energy. If you have a little extra money, give some money. But be of service. That will fill you up more than anything that you could ever ask for. Because in the serving, you receive. Right? In the giving, you receive. And then you have a choice. You have a choice. You have a choice in how you look at this. You have a choice in what you do. You have a choice in how you're going to show up. You have a choice if you're going to be pissed off. You have a choice if you're going to be excited. You have a choice in feeling fear. You have a choice in feeling possibilities. You have choices. And I know it doesn't always feel that way. And it can feel like, oh my gosh, well, I don't really have a choice. It's just how it is. No, actually you do. You have a choice to sit in your house and not do anything. You have a choice to sit in your house and work out. You have a choice to get on Zooms and talk to people. You have a choice to connect with people through Facebook. You have a choice to do your own workouts. You have a choice to go outside. Like, we still have a lot of choices. And we don't always like the choices, which is why it doesn't always feel like we have a choice. But you have a choice. And as entrepreneurs and as business owners that are being hit very hard with what's happening right now with the financial industry, the stock market, absolutely, you're being hit hard. But you know who's being hit harder? The people that are really sick, the people that are dying, and the people that love those people around them. They're being hit harder because that is something that, yes, from my perspective, death, well, we recover real well from death because we go back to spirit. But it's something that is an end in the sense of one aspect of a being. This is not the end for you, and it doesn't have to be the end for your business. It could be. It could be, depending on your energy, your attitude, your belief in yourself, your belief in the people around you, your belief in what might happen, your fear or your possibility mindset. So it could be, but it absolutely doesn't have to be. As I said, so for those of you that have joined me recently, in the beginning of this, I shared a story that really is important to hear about how a time like this, a time of adversity and challenge and what ifs and unknowns, can be one of the greatest gifts in your business. It was in mine 13 years ago. And it could be in yours as well. So if you've just joined me, please go and watch the first part of the video because that might make a difference for you.